Standardizing central line placement, improving safety and efficacy using point-of-care ultrasound.
This improves the safety and accuracy of CVC placement compared to traditional landmark techniques, which are associated with higher complication rates like pneumothorax, malposition, and arterial puncture. Despite strong evidence supporting the use of POCUS, there is still significant variability in resident training experiences and adherence to best practices. Limited procedural exposure further compounds this issue and risk of complications. These gaps highlight the need for structured simulation-based training and standardized ultrasound-guided protocols to improve competency, consistency, and patient safety. We have identified several gaps in knowledge pertaining to central lines in our hospital. Firstly, the educational gap. Training still relies on the approach where see one, do one, and teach one, which does not ensure competence or objective assessment before residents place central lines. Secondly, the standardization gap. There is no consistent required ultrasound workflow, leading to variability in vessel assessment, needle guidance, and confirmation. Thirdly, the confidence gap. All of these workflow issues lead to resident confidence issues regarding placing central lines. Together, these gaps drive inconsistent POCUS use and higher risk in procedures. Our solution targets all three with structured simulation, a standardized protocol, and ongoing competency assessment.
For our root cause analysis, we have identified several issues pertaining to education, a lack of structured training and objective competency assessment. Additionally, standardization, where no consistent POCUS checklist is available for CVC placement. Additionally, workflow equipment, where there's inconsistent access to sterile ultrasound supplies and use of real-time confirmation. Lastly, for confidence, there is variable resident comfort with ultrasound skills and needle tracking.
Project goals are to improve the safety and efficacy of central line placements performed by internal medicine residents. Specifically, we aim to increase the utilization of POCUS for CVC placement to over 90% within 6 months, and reduce mechanical complications such as pneumothorax, arterial puncture, and misplacement by 30% within 1 year. The measures, our primary outcome measure, we will be measuring the percentage of CVC placements using real-time ultrasound guidance. For our secondary outcome measure, we are going to be measuring the rate of mechanical complications. For our process measure, we will also be monitoring and measuring the percentage of residents successfully completing the mandatory simulation training and achieving 3 supervised successful POCUS-guided CVC placements. For our balancing measure, we will be monitoring the time from the procedure is ordered to successful line placement to ensure the new protocol does not cause workflow delays.
Some of the barriers we identified were educational. 90% cited limited opportunities and 70% limited simulation training. About half reported inadequate supervision, while logistical issues like equipment were rarely a concern. So this clearly points to a training and systems problem and not a resource problem, guiding our focus to structured education and supervision. Survey additionally showed low overall comfort with CVC placement and significant variability in POCUS skills, especially with dynamic needle tracking and understanding ultrasound physics. Residents also reported high levels of anxiety, which can impact procedural performance and patient safety. In our baseline data, over half of residents had placed 0 central lines and nearly 90% had no simulation training, so there's a clear mismatch between expectations and preparation. For our PDSA cycle, we plan on implementing a standardized POCUS curriculum with required supervised competency and a 3-step procedural checklist. For our study, we will be monitoring adherence and complication rates and resident confidence. For our ACT, we will be using ongoing feedback to address barriers and refine workflow. For our implementation timeline, for month 1, we will develop training, curriculum, and establish baseline data. For months 2 to 4, we will conduct training sessions and begin resident certification in CVC placement. From months 5 to 12, evaluate outcomes, provide feedback, and refine the protocol as needed.
For our sustainability plan, we plan to integrate POCUS training into the standard residency curriculum, conduct annual refresher courses, continue data collection and periodic review to ensure long-term adherence and improvement. In conclusion, this QI initiative aims to enhance patient safety, improve procedural efficiency, and standardize training in ultrasound-guided central line placement, ultimately reducing complications and optimizing patient outcomes.